and welcome to Talks with Shay. So, today I want to begin with reading from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. And it says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." So today I want to chat with y'all about purpose. But before I get into that, I want to share something with you guys. I received an email from my website from someone that actually was a male. And I'm happy about that, to see that the men are listening and they're responding. Come on, ladies, get it together. Send your questions and ideas. But anyway, so he wanted to know, Shalonda, Shay, how do you know you forgave yourself? You forgave your ex-husbands for the things they put you through. How do you know you forgave yourself? And so I shared with him and I told him, I know that I forgave myself because I stopped beating myself up over the mistakes that I made. And so on top of that, I found peace within myself. No matter what we go through in life, we're going to make mistakes. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made. You know those little red flags we see sometimes? And like we ignore them. That's where we find ourselves making mistakes. But along the way, I've learned to forgive Shalonda, Shay, for the mistakes that she made. And I have peace within myself. He went on to say, one of the things that he's dealing with within himself right now is that he's in a current relationship and the things from his previous marriage tending to bring those things into this relationship that he's in now. And I shared with him, I said, you know, the thing about it is, y'all, that we all have triggers, okay? And so you have different relationships. And I let him know, you have to recognize your triggers. You're always going to deal with triggers. But the thing is, when you go into a new relationship, it's not fair to that person that you blame them for the things that happened in the past. And so I let him know that you have to give that person a fair chance. It's not fair to them because every person is different. And it goes along with what I want to talk about today, purpose. We all have a purpose. Everybody's purpose is different. Not one of us are walking the same shoes. Though we have similar stories and can relate to each other, we still do not have the same story. And some of our purpose that we have in life, we may be able to go together a little bit, but we all are so unique in our own way that no one or two people are going to have the exact same purpose, the exact same calling, do it the same way and everything. It's just not going to happen. And so for anyone that's out there, I hope that was helpful, that you learned that when you go into previous relationships, that you realize you have to forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. Don't let triggers hinder your relationship that you're currently in and gonna be in. And we have to just learn to grow through it, go through it, and learn from it. But don't let it hinder the things that lie ahead. Got it? Get it? Good. So moving along, we're going to go into, again, like I said, I wanted to talk to y'all about purpose and your purpose today. So I think of that sometimes, like I used to think of that all the time, honestly. What is my purpose? What am I here for? And sometimes when I was in dark places and so many things was coming to get me, against me, I felt as though like I don't have no purpose. You know, but we all have a purpose, just like the word of God says. But there's a season for it. You know, there's a season. Sometimes the waiting is the hardest thing. But guess what? We're going to get through it. And you have a purpose. And there is reason to your life. You have to find it. A lot of times we go through stuff and we realize that what I love is really what my purpose is. For example, with me, I can speak for Shay. When I went through my attempted suicide and was in a mental hospital and I had to do counseling for the first time in my life, and it helped me so much. And then there's as I went through divorces and things of that nature, I went through more counseling. But as a young girl, I remembered when I went through that first counseling after attempting suicide, I realized that how helpful it was. And I was like, I want to grow up and be a counselor. And so I was like, okay, I want to do that. Then when I got older, I wanted to be a teacher. And I was like, because I love teaching. I love talking. Hello, Talks with Shay, okay? And so I was like, those two things have always in my life growing up were the two things that I desired to do. Now I'm teaching Bible studies, whatever it is. So my passion from a little girl was developed. And through the years, the things that I went through has helped me to learn and has taught me things. And God has given me wisdom in certain areas of my life. But I realized that, man, y'all, like even way back then, I wanted to be a counselor. Even way back then, I wanted to be a teacher. Here I am. I done taught before, in the classroom setting for years. Head Start, private school, whatever. I did daycares. So I'm like, I taught. Loved it. I love seeing the progress of children from the beginning of the school year to the end and seeing them grow and learn. And just, it's beautiful. And so I'm like, counseling, I tried to go back to school 2 times. Okay? Not once, but twice. And guess what happened? The Lord shut both of them doors. Okay? I'm going to give y'all a little feedback. When I say feedback, I guess a little bit on what happened briefly. And the first time I went back, I was going to Nicholls State and I was working on my master's and I was going to do it in family and marriage counseling. And so I went in 1.5 years in and I had favor. God gave me favor with this teacher. I was almost like a teacher's pet, okay? Yeah, don't judge me. I was. So anyway, all of a sudden, she didn't like me anymore. And I'm like, this is crazy. I sent her my test and she wanted to give me, it was on email. She wanted to give me a 0. I brought my laptop to her and I'm like, look, the date, the time, everything was perfect. For some reason, technology, she didn't get it. The lady wanted to give me a 0 out of 100. So I left there with my laptop. I got in my car. I was living in New Iberia at the time. Y'all, I cried because I was doing like A's and B's, like doing it 1.5 years in. And I'm like, God, like, really? And I can remember getting on the interstate and it was like the Lord himself said so loud and clear to me, you're already a counselor. And I was like, how? And so went to church this Sunday, had Sunday school, and we did an icebreaker, and I won the game. And guess what the name of the book was that I won, y'all? Christian Counseling. Okay? It don't get no clearer than that. But let me show you. It did. And so went along that same week, I had like 3 different women that were married reached out to me for counseling. And then another person that was single reached out to me for counseling. So I was like, okay, God, I get it. That week, I withdrew. So I waited some time by, and years went by, and knowing I wanted to do counseling so bad, I tried again. Well, Nicholls didn't offer it, so I tried it online. And guess what happened? Y'all, I sat there for the first day of class, and I started feeling anxiety. Like my chest, I started sweating, and I'm like, God, I get it. Because I remember somebody saying timing is everything with God. Try it again. You just never know, Shay. Maybe at the time then it wasn't good, but now it is. And I tried again, y'all, and it didn't work. And so I'm okay with that. But God showed me that you don't have to go to school to be a counselor. You don't have to have a degree to be a counselor. So a lot of times we have a purpose. I don't need to go to school even to be a teacher. I can be a teacher. I'm teaching Bible studies. Teaching is teaching. And so my point is, sometimes we go through life and we have a purpose. And that purpose is that thing that drives you. Your purpose in life is that thing that when you do it, you feel so happy about it. And talking to people, counseling people, teaching people, I get so much joy from it. And that's how I know my purpose. It has to be that. because it gives me so much drive and I'm passionate about it. And so you have to realize that you have a purpose. And you have to search yourself and pray and ask God, God, what is my purpose? Because your season might not be now for it to come to pass, but you have a purpose and you have a calling. If God chose to keep you here on earth, he's not finished with you yet. And your purpose have not been fulfilled. And so many times we get discouraged because we try and then it stops. And we try. Y'all, if y'all go ask people that have businesses and ask them, how many tries did it take for you to get to where you are today? Not the ones where things are handed down to them. Those businesses that started from bottom on up, they can all probably tell you they failed on first. So just because we go to something and we feel passionate about it and it doesn't work, it's a season. And we have to realize that, you know what? It's okay. Don't make you lose your passion. It don't make your purpose change. It just means sometimes the season is not now, and it's okay. Because we all have to walk through different seasons of our lives. And because your purpose is not blooming right now, doesn't mean it's not gonna bloom. It's gonna be okay. You know, and you have to realize that in spite of where I am today, it's not gonna dictate where I'm gonna be tomorrow. God holds your tomorrow, not you. It's in his hands, and he's calling you, and he's equipped you, and he's given you the purpose and the drive and the passion that's in you and the talents that we have. Those talents are for God's glory. If we're going to sing, let it be unto God. If we're going to do things, let it be unto the Lord, because he's equipping you for that purpose, and you have a purpose. Don't let the enemy tell you, or even people sometimes, I remember people saying negative things about me, that I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. You know what? They made me stronger. So those negative people that's in your ear saying you can't, tell them you will, and you're going to show them. But you have to wait for your season. And the season is the key. Because when God's perfect season with your perfect purpose comes together, something beautiful comes out. And so I want you to know today, you have a purpose. Don't quit on your purpose. Don't let your dreams die. If you have to journal the things that God gives you that you want to do to fulfill your purpose, get your journal. Write those things down and say, you know what? It might not be now, but it's going to be later. And it's okay. We in this world, we want everything like this, y'all. Like really, a microwave world. That's what we live in. We want it now. I want to do this and I want to do it now. It took me a month before I got on with Talks with Shay. God had gave me the topic before I was doing it. And it was just like, okay, so it got to be a yes. But then the devil wants to come in and negative things in your mind like, nah, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it. But look where I'm at today. I'm talking with you on Talks with Shay. And so I want you to know that you have a purpose. Don't let anything stop your purpose. If you have a drive and a passion, go for it. Don't quit because the season is not now. It's going to bloom and you're going to be fine. I promise you. Hold on. God got you. And don't change or don't do anything that you're not supposed to do, because the season is a timing and a season for everything. Like I said, get your journal, jot those ideas down. So when you go back and everything starts blooming and being beautiful, you have something to go back and look at. And you can say, okay, so the timing is now. And when that timing is now, everything falls into place. You have a purpose today, whatever that purpose may be. My prayer today is that you would fulfill your God-given purpose, because you have purpose in your life. Don't listen to the negativity of the devil. Don't listen to the negativity of the people around you. Sometimes it's the closest people around you. Sometimes it's family. Let's be real. Sometimes it's family that don't even believe in your dream. But it's okay, because they can't stop you. What God is calling you to do, it's gonna be fulfilled if you allow it. In that season, in that time, your purpose will be fulfilled. Will it be a fight? We're going to fight till the day that we die. The devil doesn't want us to do anything that God is calling us to do. But it's not because we can't make it, and it's not because God doesn't want us to fulfill our purpose. We have a purpose in life, and it's up to us to wait for that timing and wait on that season for God to make everything beautiful in your life and for you, and use you in the way that you desire to be used of God, and to do the things that you're good at. We all have talents. Okay, don't ask me what mine are, because I really don't know, okay? Talents, I don't draw. My talent probably is shopping. Hallelujah. But anyway, okay, y'all know I gotta act a little silly, right? But seriously, don't quit on your passion. Don't give up on your purpose. You have a purpose. Wait on it for that timing and that season. And it's all going to come together and be beautiful just for you. God is waiting on you to do something great in your life. You're waiting on yourself. But don't get discouraged in that waiting. And so, before I go, I just want to remind you, don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, like the page, share the page, love the page, whatever it is. And then I'm also on YouTube. You can subscribe to the page. You can also share the page. I have a website now. I want y'all to check out my website at www.talkswithshay.org. It looks so good. I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe I did it, y'all. But anyway, check out the website. And also, you can email me at talkswithshay@gmail.com. And so, in closing, I just want to say thank y'all for watching. And remember that you have a purpose. And thank you for joining me today with Talks with Shay. Until next time, we out. Fulfill your purpose today. And if you're in the waiting season, keep on waiting. Your day is coming. Be blessed.